Welcome back, multifamily investors. I'm Brandon. We're checking last week's multifamily sales in Western Washington, and we had 10 investors make acquisitions last week, ranging from $340,000 to $1.8 million almost. And you can see here ranging on days on market from one hot sellers to about 2.5, 3 months, 75, 83 days. Things are still moving, sometimes relatively quickly, as we'll touch on here in a second. So let me go through these so you have an idea of what's selling. Let me get back to, the first one. Start with the first one. Okay. Longview, listed for $350, sold for $340. Most of these are just to, I'm sure, owner-occupied conventional buyers. This one was set on the market a while. Was listed for $425, sold for $425 to an FHA buyer, which means owner-occupied. This was a small portfolio owned by somebody that had 2 duplexes and then another set of 2 duplexes. So it was about 16 units overall, and 8 units overall. And so these sold for, they were listed for $475, and a buyer bought this one and the neighboring one. You'll see both. Here's the other one for $450 each. So they basically acquired 4 units for $900,000, which is bad for our areas. This one in Tacoma was listed for $519, sold in the day, I think, for $524, so a little over asking. This is the Gig Harbor one. I did a separate actual video on this one because I wanted to highlight what a good deal this was at $550, and it had 30 calls and sold with a 1031 agent that did a 1031 for $601. So go back and watch that video if you want to see more on that one. It was a good opportunity. This one too sold the first day to a cash buyer. I had another client that was interested in this. We didn't get a chance to go look at it because it sold the first day, and I figured it was going to go between asking and about $660 or $675, and it did. It went for $650 cash because all around it was being built up by bigger apartments, and you could go a lot bigger on this if you wanted to develop someday. I was watching this sixplex in Auburn for a while. It started at I think it was 1 million or 1.1. Then they had a price reduction, came back on at $950. Ended up selling at $875. So not too bad for 6 units in South King County by any means. Here's the other group of duplexes. They're saying a 4-plex, but it's 2 duplexes on some seller had 4 duplexes all on the same street and sold them all. And this got the same price for the 2 duplexes, $900, as the other ones. And then this 11 unit in Queen Anne, it started at 2.2. It sold for 1.75. And I think it was on the market about 2 months or so. Real old property, 100-year-old property, kind of cool looking, but these are one of the better neighborhoods of Seattle. If you don't know Seattle very well, Queen Anne, Magnolia is minutes from downtown, but not as extreme in terms of some of the junk that you see around or hear about in Seattle as you see in Ballard or Capitol Hill and things like that. So there you have it. 10 deals closed last week, and the end of February. 10 investors pulling the trigger. Most of them conventional. We go back to these. Most of these are conventional owner-occupied buyers, I'm going to assume, because there's the FHA financing as well in there. And then you get the more true investors here because they are bigger properties and things like that. So I hope that's helpful. It gives you kind of a baseline of what's trading, how long they're sitting in the market. I do this every Monday, and thank you for watching.